Attention seniors, please read this carefully. The $4,371 property tax opportunity is a reality that remains hidden in plain sight for the vast majority of homeowners across the United States. Recent data suggests that 92% of American homeowners are entirely unaware of this specific financial path, and the government hasn't made it easy to find out. This is the information that could save you thousands of dollars, yet it stays buried in bureaucratic fine print. Take a moment right now because what I'm about to share could return thousands of dollars to your bank account, money that has legally been available to you for years, but that very few people in government have taken the time to inform you about. The average senior homeowner in the United States paid $4,271 in property taxes last year. And here's the difficult reality. For 92% of them, that number was higher than it legally needed to be. Not because they made a mistake, not because they miscalculated, but because there is one single form that can significantly reduce that bill, and the vast majority of senior homeowners in this country have simply never been informed that it exists. The AARP Foundation has documented it clearly. 9.3 million older Americans qualify for a property tax reduction they are entitled to by law, and only 8% of them have ever applied. The other 92% are overpaying every single year, and the government has made little effort to inform them otherwise. But here's the question you need to stay for, because this is where it becomes particularly important. The seniors who do find this form and file it often still face a surprising hurdle. A high number of applications get rejected, not because the homeowner doesn't qualify, but because of one specific section on the application that almost nobody knows how to complete correctly. The county does not call you. They do not send the application back for correction. They simply deny it, close it, and the window closes for another full year. I am going to walk you through exactly what that section is, exactly how to avoid that outcome, and exactly how to claim what is rightfully yours, including the direct retroactive option that could allow you to recover years of overpaid taxes. Most people never learn about that part. Let's get into it. Here is exactly what we are covering today in detail. We will go over the exact name of the form and how it actually works. We will look at the real dollar amounts ranging from $30 to $6,500 per year, depending on your state. We will explore why 92% of eligible seniors have never filed it and identify the single mistake that gets most applications rejected before they're even reviewed. We will also discuss the retroactive filing option, because in several states, if you qualified in prior years and never knew, you can go back and claim it. That last part, the retroactive piece, is where significant additional savings may be available. To understand how this impacts real people, consider a woman named Carol. She's 68 years old and spent 26 years as a public school teacher in Illinois. She purchased her home outside Springfield in 2001 for $162,000. By 2024, that same home was assessed at $310,000. Her annual property tax bill had grown to $7,400. Carol paid that bill every single year for over 2 decades on time without complaint. She was a responsible homeowner doing exactly what she thought she was supposed to do. Then, in 2024, a neighbor casually mentioned the senior assessment freeze. Carol had never heard those words in her life. She went to the county assessor's website, looked into it, and discovered something that truly surprised her. She had been eligible since 2021. That means she had spent 3 full years overpaying, paying thousands more than she legally owed. The county never sent a notice, never made a call, and never mentioned it. Carol is not an exception. She represents the norm. The AARP Foundation runs an entire national program specifically because what happened to Carol is happening to millions of senior homeowners across America at this very moment. The form that changes everything is known as the Senior Homestead Exemption. In some states, it is called the Senior Property Tax Exemption. Illinois calls it the Senior Citizens Homestead Exemption. While the name changes by state, the mechanism is identical everywhere. Here's exactly how it works. Your county calculates your property tax based on the assessed value of your home. The exemption reduces that assessed value before the tax is calculated. So if your home is assessed at $300,000 and your state exempts $50,000 for seniors, you're only taxed on $250,000. That reduction applies every single year for as long as you own the home and remain eligible. But here's where it becomes even more beneficial. Some states offer something far more powerful called the Senior Assessment Freeze. Instead of just reducing the value, this locks your home's taxable value at a fixed point. At the moment you file, property values around you can increase and your neighbor's tax bills can climb, but yours does not change. It is frozen. Carol qualified for both and didn't know either existed. Let me show you the kind of savings we're actually talking about across the country. In New Jersey, maximum savings under the Senior Freeze program can reach $6,500 per year. In Texas, homeowners aged 65 and older receive an additional $60,000 exemption, saving eligible seniors approximately $938 per year in school district taxes alone. New York legislation signed in 2026 now allows localities to exempt up to 50% of your home's assessed value, which is a major shift. In Illinois, the Senior Assessment Freeze locks your assessed value permanently the moment you file. Consider the math over a decade. A senior in New Jersey who files this form and stays in their home for 10 years keeps $65,000 that would have otherwise gone toward taxes. In Texas, that is nearly $10,000 in savings. In Illinois, with property values rising significantly, the savings grow every single year the freeze holds. This is not a minor benefit. It is a substantial sum of money that already belongs to you, and most American seniors are simply not taking advantage of it. Now let's talk about the detail that very few people outside of property tax law are aware of: the retroactive option. Those numbers assume you filed this year, but in several states, if you qualified in prior years and never knew about this form, you can file retroactively. Texas allows up to 2 prior tax years, and Illinois allows up to 3 prior tax years. For Carol, that meant 3 full years of overpayment that she could attempt to recover. This is real money and real refunds, money she had already paid to the county, sitting in a tax fund that she had a legal right to reclaim. This is the closest thing in the entire property tax system to money that's already owed to you. No investment is required, no financial advisor is needed, and you don't need an attorney. Just one correctly filed form. In states that allow it, the refund or credit may be available for you to claim immediately. So why is this happening on such a large scale? The Senior Citizens Homestead Exemption in Illinois has existed since 1994. That's more than 30 years. In all those years, the state has not sent letters to qualifying senior homeowners letting them know it exists. The straightforward reality is that property tax exemptions in this country are not automatic. There is no agency tracking when you turn 65, no system flagging your property record, and no notification arrives in the mail. The county assessor administers the program, and they often have limited resources or incentive to promote it. The full burden of discovering it, filing it, and meeting the deadline falls entirely on you, the homeowner. This is why the knowledge gap is so significant. In the past 5 years alone, volunteer efforts helped American seniors access nearly $10 million in property tax relief. That number alone reflects how many seniors are not yet aware of this benefit every year. Beyond just finding the form, you have to deal with the deadline issue. Even when seniors do find this exemption, many still miss out because of deadlines that receive very little public attention. No letter, no reminder, and no warning. For example, Florida closes the additional senior exemption on March 1st. New York City closes on March 15th. Texas closes April 30th, and Colorado runs as late as July 15th. These dates are not printed on your tax bill, and they are not mailed to your home. If you don't already know to look for them, the window closes quietly and you wait another full year while continuing to overpay. However, the deadline is actually only the second most common reason seniors miss this benefit. The number one reason is filing the wrong form. Most counties run multiple senior tax programs at the same time. The Senior Homestead Exemption is a different form from the Senior Assessment Freeze, which is a different form from the Circuit Breaker Credit, which is a different form from the Standard Homestead Exemption available to any homeowner, regardless of age. These programs exist side by side in the same county office with different eligibility rules, different deadlines, and different forms. When a senior finally finds the exemption and files the wrong form, the county does not redirect it. They do not call or email. The application is processed as submitted and denied. Weeks later, a letter arrives saying you did not qualify, even though you did qualify. You simply filed the wrong form, and now the window is closed for another year. Then there is the income section, which causes more rejections than anything else. Most states that offer this exemption have a household income limit. In Illinois, it might be $65,000 per year. In New York City, it ranges depending on the specific program. And in Florida, the additional senior exemption often applies to those below $36,000 per year. When a senior submits the application without attaching proof of income, the application is automatically denied. It isn't reviewed or returned for correction. It is just closed. One missing document leads to one automatic denial and one more year of paying thousands of dollars more than necessary. This is why even motivated, careful seniors who do their research still get rejected because nobody informed them that proof of income, such as your prior year's tax return or Social Security award letter, must be included the moment you submit. To ensure you don't fall into these traps, follow this 5-step action plan immediately. Step 1 is to confirm your eligibility. Most states require you to be age 65 or older and own the home as your primary residence. In many states, you must also have a household income below a set threshold. Review your specific state's rules before filing anything because eligibility varies significantly across the country. Step 2 is to find the correct form. Go directly to your county assessor's official government website. Search your county name plus Senior Homestead Exemption Application 2026. Do not use a third-party site or trust unverified links. Always go to the official government page to avoid inaccurate information. Step 3 is to gather every document before you open the form. You will need proof of age, such as a driver's license or birth certificate, proof of ownership, like your deed or most recent mortgage statement, and proof of income. If your state has an income limit, have your prior year tax return or Social Security award letter ready. Attach all of them when you submit, not one missing piece and not one missing page. This is the step that determines whether your application succeeds. Step 4 is to find your county's 2026 deadline today. Search your county name plus property tax exemption deadline 2026. Write it down and mark it on your calendar with multiple reminders. No one is going to remind you when that date is approaching. Step 5 is to submit to your county assessor's office. You can usually do this online, by mail, or in person. Be sure to get a confirmation and keep a copy of every single document you sent. If you're filing retroactively for prior years, ask the office specifically how many prior tax years your state allows and submit a separate application for each eligible year. This benefit is already available to you, and we need to be clear about what this really is. This is not a handout, a special government giveaway, or charity. This is a benefit that has been written into the law for decades. Money that already legally belongs to you. The only thing standing between you and thousands of dollars in savings is a single form that nobody ever told you about. Carol paid $7,400 a year for 3 years before she learned the truth, representing potentially over $20,000 in overpayment. She is just one of millions of American seniors in the same situation right now. Some have been overpaying for 5 years, some for 10, and some for 15. The county is not going to call you, the state is not going to send a letter, and the federal government is not going to flag your record when you turn 65. The process places the responsibility on the homeowner, and that silence has a financial cost for every senior homeowner who remains unaware. Do not let another tax cycle pass. Do not let another deadline close without taking action. Do not remain among the 92%. Join the 8% who finally claim what is rightfully theirs. Pull up your county assessor's website today, find the correct form, gather your documents, note the deadline, and file the application correctly the first time with proof of income included. Ask about retroactive filing for prior years to see if you can get a refund for the past. This could be among the most financially valuable hours you spend this year, possibly this decade. Think about what that extra money could do for your quality of life. It could cover medical expenses, help with home repairs, or simply provide a larger safety net for your retirement years. For many, property taxes are the single largest expense of home ownership once the mortgage is paid off. Reducing this fixed cost is one of the most effective ways to protect your financial independence. We see cases where seniors are forced to sell homes they have lived in for 40 years, simply because the rising property taxes outpaced their fixed retirement income. This program exists specifically to prevent that from happening. It is designed to keep you in your home. By taking these steps, you are not just saving money, you are securing your living situation. Please share this with every senior homeowner you know, a parent, a neighbor, or a friend from your community, because somewhere out there, another Carol is paying $7,400 a year and simply waiting for someone to finally share this information with her. The more people who know, the fewer seniors will be burdened by taxes they don't legally owe. The information is power, and in this case, it is direct financial relief. Knowledge of these exemptions shouldn't be a secret held by a small percentage of the population. It should be common knowledge for every person entering their golden years. We are committed to making sure that happens. By following the steps outlined today, you are taking control of your financial future and ensuring that the systems meant to help you are actually working in your favor. Remember, the forms are available, the laws are on the books, and the money is yours to keep. All it takes is the initiative to fill out the paperwork and submit it before the deadline passes. Don't wait for a notification that isn't coming. Take the lead today and secure your homestead for the years to come. Subscribe to the Golden Seniors Hub channel for the latest helpful content and updates. Take care.